In today's notes, in our reference section, I'm going to teach you how to solve systems of equations by elimination. So with these steps, it's quite simple, especially these because they're set up perfectly for you to either add or subtract the equations in order to eliminate one of the variable terms. Once you've done that, you can solve what's remaining of the equation. And then from there, just like we've always done for the last step, is to back sub to find the other variable. So if you look at this first example, you can see here that 7x and negative 7x are additive inverses. So that's going to tell me that I want to add these two equations. So when I add these two equations, this cancels out. Negative 8y plus 5y is negative 3y equals negative 16 plus negative 11, of course, is negative 27. Now to step 2, which is solve the remaining equation. Divide by negative 3. On both sides, you're left with y equals 9. So now I'm going to do my back sub. And for my back sub here, I'm going to back sub the y equals 9 into one of the original equations. So this part's a little bit more difficult because there's no y equals or x equals equation. So I'll choose this first equation. So I'm left with 7x minus 8y equals negative 16. And now I'll do my back sub, and in place of y, I'll put 9. So I'm left with 7x minus 8 times 9 equals negative 16. And this is 7x minus 72 equals negative 16. So this part's a little bit more work in the back sub, less work in the beginning, but more work at the end compared to what we're used to. So now I add 72 to both sides, and I'm left with 7x is equal to 72 minus 16 is 56, and that's positive. So I divide each side by 7, and I'm left with x equals 8. So my solution is 8, 9. At this time, I'm going to pause the video and ask that you try number 2. All right, hope you're able to be successful at number 2. Let's see what it looks like with subtraction. So with subtraction, you can see that when I look at what's going to eliminate, you can see I don't have additive inverses. I have two of the same variable terms, negative 4x. So to make those eliminate, I'm going to subtract. But just so nothing gets confused, just like we learned in 7th grade, I'm going to change to addition and change signs. So that means I'll be left with change this to addition, change this to negative to a positive, make this a negative 3y, and this a positive 25. I'll go back to what I was doing, just like I did in example 1. These now will eliminate. I'm now subtracting by addition, so this would be 7y. And here I would be left with positive 7. So now I divide each side by 7, and I'm left with y equals 1. And just like before, the final step is to back sub. And again, this will be a little bit more work. I will choose from the original, I'll go back to equation 1 because I didn't change anything there. So negative 4x plus 10y equals negative 18. So I'm going to back sub this y equals 1 right there. Negative 4x plus 10 times 1 equals negative 18. And so I minus 10 from both sides. I'm left with negative 4x equals negative 28 divided by negative 4, left with x equals 7. So my solution here is going to be x comes first, so 7, and then comma my y value, which is 1. Again, I'm going to pause the video one last time and ask that you try example 4. Hope this video has helped you to learn a little bit about elimination. This makes me very happy.